Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Scott Wertanen from Honest Rate. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. If any of y'all know me on a personal level, you'll be shocked to know that I'm making this video from my car while watching baseball practice here on a summer evening. But today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about really the power of a fantastic team in the mortgage world and how it benefits you as the client and what actually goes on to close a loan. So it's 2026, and one of the things we talk about in the industry is that it still takes 30 to 45 days, most lenders will tell you, to close loans. Now at Honest Rate, with us being smaller, having a tight-knit team, a lot of times we'll do it quicker than that. But it still takes some time. So even if it takes 2 to 3 weeks, you might be thinking to yourself, like, what in the world is going on? What are those people doing? So I want to give you guys a little behind the scenes look at what we do. So first, it depends on the loan, right? So if you're buying a house, if you're refinancing a house, if you're in a refinance program that's one of the streamlined or easier programs, or it's a full refinance, it can vary a little bit. So if it's one of the latter ones, there are loans out there on the refinance side that are quick and easy, that can close in days or a week. There's not a whole lot of verification going on, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is a regular loan. You're buying a house, you're doing a full-blown refinance. What are we doing? So the first thing is we're underwriting and processing your loan, and what we're doing in that process is we are verifying the information that you give us. Right? So what do you tell us about your income? What do we see on your credit report? What do we have to verify for any assets? And we're making sure that we're doing a few things. One, you're sending documentation in. Could be electronically. You could be providing direct access to your income verification or your bank statements, or maybe you're uploading the actual documents for pay stubs and W-2s and tax returns and bank statements. So part of that is we're reviewing that to make sure of a few things. One, is what you told us accurate on there? If you told us you have a salary, is the pay stub lining up and you actually have a salary? Is the income that you're supposed to be on track for what you're on track for? And making sure we check all of that. There's a few things you're checking for. Is nobody loves to talk about it, but you're checking for accuracy and possible fraudulent activity. Not accusing anybody, but it's a legitimate risk on the lending side of things, is to make sure that the documentation is legitimate. The second thing is that is it lining up? If you told us you make $70,000 a year, do your pay stubs and W-2s say that you make $70,000 a year? And if it doesn't, and we have to adjust it, and it's lower than expected, let's make sure the loan still qualifies. The second thing that we're doing on the verification piece is there's title work that goes into your house. And you might be thinking, like, what the heck is that? So there's a title company or an attorney, depending on your state, that will basically review the property information. Are there any other mortgages? Are there other liens? Is there anyone else out there that can stake claim as far as ownership of the property, or is it just in your name, or you and your spouse? What did you tell us for property ownership? What did you tell us for what types of mortgages or loans against the property? And is that what's on public record? They're also searching for the property taxes. And then along our processing side, we're verifying the insurance or any association dues that might be on the property. Now, through that as well, you may or may not need an appraisal. So if you need an appraisal, while we're doing all of that work, we've also ordered the appraisal, and someone is going to go out to the house, a licensed appraiser, and appraise the property and come back, provide us the report, provide the value, comparable sales, condition of the property, and all of that. So all of those things take time because it's not always controlled by the lender. But what is controlled by the lender is speed and communication and understanding that we do this thousands of times. So how quickly do we order the appraisal? Do we work with an appraisal management company or the appraiser directly and make sure that they're on the ball and they're getting it done quickly, within a reasonable time frame? We can't always tell them exactly when we want it, right? Like, we want it today. We want it within an hour. but that's just not how it works. So there are rules and there's guidelines of what's allowable and what's not allowable and how long it should take, and we're here to manage that. So a lot of what we do is we are the leader of the transaction, in my opinion, right? Like your realtor on a purchase does a lot of the legwork to make sure that you get under contract. But once you are under contract, I take the onus and we take the onus on us to lead the transaction. So along the way, how do we make sure it goes smooth, and how do we sort of orchestrate this symphony between all of these parties involved? So number one is communication, right? Like we're keeping in touch with you. We're keeping in touch with your realtor if you're buying a house. We're even touching base with the listing agent, even though they don't directly represent you. We're not sharing any personal information. We would never, share anything with them that is in the personal realm, right? So we're not sharing financial information. We're not talking about your credit report or your income or anything along those lines, but we are just updating them on basic process flow. What have we ordered? When are we expecting it? Like, what is our ETA on certain things? And are we on track? If you came to us and said, hey, I gotta buy this house in 3 weeks, I'm signing final paperwork in 3 weeks, are we on track for 3 weeks? And is the title company moving at the speed that they should? Is the appraiser getting done what they should? Are we verifying your income as quickly as we should? And really, not all of that is in our control, but communicating and making sure that we are doing things quickly and we're staying on top of it is in our control. And that's the difference. There's a lot of lenders out there that will outsource these things, believe it or not. They might work with third parties. They might hire people that are overseas to do some of the like grunt work, leg work. And to each their own. That's never something that I've ever participated in, because I'm a control freak. It's probably what it comes down to. And I want to make sure that our team is on the ball and doing it, and that we are helping you. If you're buying a house, hit your contract closing date. If you're refinancing, let's get this done as fast as humanly possible. So making sure that when we need to order those things, that we get on the ball quickly and easily. All right, so let's talk about the last piece, which is closing your loan. So most people think about the closing and just think about, hey, I'm signing documents. And in today's day and age, we try to do a lot of that electronically. If you're refinancing a house, and even on some purchases, we might be able to do the whole thing essentially via like a Zoom call. But a lot of times in today's day and age, you're still meeting with someone. You either have a notary or an attorney coming out to the house, or you're going to their office sometimes on a purchase. And really, there's a lot of coordination when it comes down to it. So if you go through that whole process and your loan is what's called clear to close, there's a lot of back and forth. It's making sure that all of that documentation, all of that legwork is being compared between us and the title company, and then shows up on your final documents. So again, we take the onus on us to make sure that we double check all the numbers. We double check everything is listed correctly. And you're getting parties involved, and title companies and attorneys, and making sure that they have all the right numbers and all of the right terms and everything is correct. So when they bring you the paperwork, whether it's electronic or hand signing in person, that it's accurate. And that's on us as the lender. So when you ever think to yourself about this loan process and think like, why the heck does it take so long? And what are those people doing? There's a lot. And that's really our goal. And as I've said in other videos, there's a lot of technology we use. There's a lot of AI talk in mortgages. But as of right now, all of that is aid to the human being to make sure that we deliver on what we say we're going to do. So if you're in the market to buy a house, if you're thinking about refinancing, hopefully that kind of gives you a little bit of a snapshot of like, what are they doing behind the curtain? What's actually going on over there? And basically to tell you that, yeah, finding a good deal, finding a payment and terms that you're happy with, definitely important. But also working with people who get it, and people who've done this thousands of times and do it at a very high level is a unique skill. Not every bank, not every mortgage company, not everybody does it the same way. And there's some people that are really good at it, and there's some people that aren't that good at it. And how does that show up to you? Well, it shows up to, is it timely? Are they asking for the same thing over and over and over again? Are they using their brains when they ask for something? Do they really need that? Is there a way that they can use something instead? Can we verify it ourselves versus asking you for more paperwork? So that's a skill. It's an art form, and that's what we pride ourselves in. So if you're in the market to buy a house, if you're thinking about refinancing, especially if you're in the Cleveland area, hit me up, honestrate.com, scott@honestrate.com, or give me a phone call at 216-998-0097. We are more than happy to serve you and hopefully impress you with our process and how awesome we are. So thank you for watching my video. Have a good day.